Well, the Lions squad is due to be announced next Thursday. There's been loads of debate online, but one that's really causing a stir is the number 10 position. You've got Finn Russell, Bigger, Sexton and Farrell. Assuming that he only takes 3 of those, who gets left behind?
I watched the Leicester-Northampton game on Saturday and watched friend of the show, well, his wife's friend of the show, Dan Bigaroo, rock up and play the way that he played. And we all know that I'm a big fan of his. And then I'm thinking, right, so the squad gets announced on the 6th of May, Thursday, the 6th of May. The lads are all being told now via email whether they're in the mix or whatever. I think there's going to be like a big omission potentially. And I hope I'm wrong in what I say, but I could see, it's a headline, lads. I can see Finn Russell not being picked. I can see it. I don't want to see it, and I might be completely wrong. And I say that because of how well Dan Biggar's played. So he's, in my opinion, you could arguably say front runner. 6 Nations champions, right? Fit as a fiddle, hard as nails, unbelievable kicking game, unbelievable tackler, fits in the game plan that you're going to need to beat South Africa. A good lad, not on social, not that that matters. Maybe it does. So he's in, right? And then you've got Faz, who will go as a 10-12, definitely, regardless of what people think. Owen Farrell's one of the best players in the world. You know, you just seen him at the weekend against Ealing. He was unbelievable.
You still trying to be friends with him, Jim, again?
Well, it's never going to happen. But if I get him as captain, maybe. But Faz is definitely going to go. So then that leaves, obviously, Sexton or Finn. Now, you know, Sexton's, I don't want to be horrible. Sexton obviously ain't going to play in all the games, is he? He's just not robust enough to do that. And however these games look. But he's a player that if it was a test match, you could get him right for a test match. The way that you'd want to play against South Africa. I was just thinking, the way that, like Finn didn't have an amazing 6 Nations. And let's get this right. I want Finn to go. I think he should go. But I'm reading into the mind of my mentor and my mate. And I think that there'll be a couple of big headline stories. And I think around what would be a bigger headline, Goody? Sexton not going or Finn not going? What would you say?
I'd say the bigger headline will be Sexton not going. And I think that's the way it will go.
What, you don't think Sexton will, you think Finn will go?
I think when you're looking at it, and take this weekend, for example, I might be proven wrong. I read some comments from Leo Cullen, a good friend of ours, who's obviously Leinster head coach, one of the best, worst looking blokes you've ever seen play rugby. And he said he doesn't know whether Sexton's going to be available for this weekend. He's had some more concussion issues and all that stuff. So that leaves a big question mark over his head. You know, you come into the Champions Cup semi-finals this weekend and start the week, whether it's just a bit of propaganda or whatever it is, they don't know whether Sexton's going to be fit. So, the big thing, Farrell's playing in the Champo, didn't have a good 6 Nations, but Farrell is going to get picked on reputation, on the fact that he can cover 10 and 12. So I think he's in. When people are looking at it going, on form, it should be, you should have Finn Russell, you should have Dan Biggar. If you're taking 3, it's then got to be a heads up between Sexton and Farrell, because the question marks around Sexton, his injuries, and Farrell isn't playing that well. But we all know Farrell is a test match animal, so he will go. And then I think Biggar is playing unbelievably well. I'm a massive fan of him. Pretty sure I put him in my Lions 15 at 10 as well for the starting test match team. So I love him as a player. And then I'm a believer in, if you've got 2 players of a Farrell and a Biggar, you need a point of difference with someone else. So you need someone, a Finn Russell, that can change you a game. Because let's be honest, if you're starting Biggar, or if you're starting Farrell at 10, or even Sexton at 10 in a test match, and it's going well, you don't need to change your 10. 10's a position that you change in a reaction to the game. So if you're getting humped and you've got Finn on the bench, or you're losing by 10, or you need some magic, you bring Finn on. If you're winning by 10 and things are comfortable, you don't need to change it. You don't change your 10. You don't need to change your fly half. So I think you need someone with a point of difference. I think Finn Russell should go. I think Biggar should go. I think Sexton should go. I think Farrell shouldn't go. No, I'm joking. No. I think Sexton may miss out just purely on the fact of, he has had injuries. And on a tour where there's going to be bubbles and there's going to be, you're going to need durable players. You either take 4 10s, which you don't need, or do you consider Farrell just as a 12, and then you can take them all? But someone's missing out, and I've got a feeling it'll be Sexton.